Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Southeast Tennessee Prep Hoops podcast. We're here with Coach Kenneth White, my co-host Tommy Brown, and Caleb Hardaway, who I think needs to be in the conversation for best bigs in the city. I only say that because I know you won't get a big head about it.
What year is Caleb?
Yeah.
Caleb's a senior.
Sophomore.
I'll let his coach say that.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, so we'll have him for a couple more years. But
No wonder you took that job, Coach White. That's a good. I understand now.
oh yeah, no doubt. I didn't know quite how good he was when I took the job. I'd heard things, but he's definitely been a pleasant surprise for sure.
Well, Coach White, you are also not only the coach of Buchanan, but you're also one of our legends of the game tonight. So you are the Chattanooga area legend of the game. So and also if Coach Ward gets on here, he's going to be one of the legends of the game. So congratulations. Caleb, do you realize that Coach is a legend of the game? Josh and I are both legends as well, but do you realize that that Coach White is a legend too? Has he told you about his playing career?
Yeah, I mean, I know he played at UNC, but I'm not at USC. So UNC.
Coach, tell the viewers where you played high school, where you played in college. Tell us your story, because it's a pretty unique deal how that all went down before we talk about the Bucks basketball team.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm born and raised in Chattanooga. Went to Macaulay School until 10th grade, and then I went to Oak Hill Academy for my last 2 years in Virginia. And then from there, I went on to play at University of North Carolina for Coach Bill Guthridge, and played there, and then came back here to start coaching in 2001.
What year did you graduate high school again?
Graduated from 1997.
Wow. So Josh and I have been on this quest to see all the Power 5 guys that have played in the Chattanooga area. And according to, we can't think of anyone since maybe Terrence Oglesby, which is, the late 2000, like, I don't know, when was that, 8 or 9 or something like that?
Michael Davis counts.
Who is that?
But he ended up leaving us and going to McEachern. Rutgers. Jermichael Davis that played at LFO a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then he transferred to McEachern.
Yeah.
He's at Rutgers right now.
Seems like a lot of that's happening down. Some of the best Chattanooga area players end up at McEachern. So that might be a podcast some other time we could talk about. So what do you think, Josh? Too soon?
Hey, no, it's fine. Hey, whatever anybody needs to get where they need to go, I'm for it.
So I've known Coach White for 100 years. I've knew at Lausanne and knew him when he was an assistant at Campbell, obviously at Chattanooga. I know I'm missing like 6 stops, but just just a good dude, and great to have him at Boyd at the old alma mater there, and doing a great job. You guys are off to a good start. Lost. What's our record now? You beat CCS. That was a great win. Barely lost to Macaulay. Or did you lose to CCS? What was this?
We dropped one to CCS, and we lost to Macaulay, I think, by 5.
Which are both great
but our
losses.
record right now is 4-2.
Beat East Hamilton last night. That's a good win.
Yeah, beat East Hamilton. Had a good win against McMinn to start the season off.
At McMinn County. That is not easy to go up to Athens, and I'm sure the officiating was totally unbiased and all those things up there. So that is a good win. They've got that dude. I mean, he's a dude they've got.
Yeah, they got a really, really good player. He's a special one, I think. And then we were fortunate enough to get a win against Brainerd. So right now 4-2, but we got some tough tests ahead that we're looking forward to seeing how
you guys. And you lost Josh. You lost 97 seniors last year, so you're really pretty young. You got Caleb, who's obviously very good, and then your son is what? He's in 10th grade, right?
He's in 10th grade as well. And then we got obviously Eli Gardenhire, who's the other senior, Connor Turnbow, and then Noah Reed are our 3 seniors, and those guys have been huge for me. As far as the transition, obviously Josh did a great job with the program over the last few years, and I got a lot of respect for him and what he was able to build over there. in the last several years. So those guys have been very instrumental. And I know change is hard. You know, I went through a coaching change myself in college, so I know how hard coaching changes are on kids and parents and everything like that. But those three guys are kind of like anchored the transition for us, and been outstanding for us since day one.
Well, Caleb,
Connor had a big game last night, didn't he?
Yeah,
Connor
Connor had a huge game last night, man. He was thinking 4 for 4 from threes.
Nice.
Took 2 huge charges and just played out of his mind, man. So, you know, like I think we're expecting, you know, him to do that from here on out, man. If he can continue along that trajectory, you know, that's going to be a huge help for us. But he's playing super confident right now, and that's what we want to see. And you know, he's put the work in, so it's glad to kind of see the fruits of his labor, so to speak.
How many football guys do you guys have coming out? I mean, I know the football team's still playing. They're playing the state championship tomorrow, and obviously we're all rooting for them. At least I am, and everybody on here is. But how many football guys do we have coming out?
Yeah, first and foremost, those, you know, Coach Rankin does a great job with our football team and building our program. That's another guy I look up to and try to pick his brain whenever I can, you know, to try to see what I can pick up from him. Anytime you won that many state championships at 3 different stops or whatever the case is, man, it's just something.
All-time winningest coach in Tennessee, and you know he's a legend.
But you know, right now we don't know how many football players are planning on coming out. It's been a long season for those guys, and we hope you know, we got 2 or 3 that we know are coming out. And then we got some young ones that are going to be on our JV and freshman teams, but not really sure how many of those guys are going to help us at the varsity level outside of the 2 or 3 that we know about right now.
Caleb, I guess they've tried to get you on the football field since you were in 4th grade, right?
You were out there for a minute, but I'm locked in on basketball.
That's good. All right, so Josh, we're going to tell Caleb the story.
Oh, man.
Quick. Coach White, you got to hear it. We don't have to tell it if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. Caleb knows the story.
Oh, he knows the story. Okay, so
yeah, I've told him the story. I don't got no secrets from Caleb.
All right, good. So all right, so Caleb's in 6th grade, Coach White. He's in 6th grade, and he is like, you know, he's obviously a lot taller than anybody
else. He's like 6'3".
Yeah. So Josh, you know, being the guard he is, you know, he's like, he's having tryouts. He's doing the middle school tryouts, having tryouts. So I'm walking in just saying, hey, how's it going? I said, well, who are you getting? Who you not going to keep? And he points to Caleb. And I said, what? He 2 or 3 other kids. He said, well, you know, right now I just don't know if he's going to develop. We got all these young kids, all these little guards, and they're playing so hard. And, you know, Caleb, I said, Josh, don't get me wrong here. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a gym in America where that kid gets cut. I said, not one gym in the entire United States where that guy right there gets cut as a 6th grader. I said, so
in my defense,
I said he may not end up any good. He may not end up any good. And you may be right that these younger kids, that these little guys are playing harder, but there's not one other gym in the entire United States of America where that guy right there would not make the team. So anyway,
I had to check myself.
Caleb, I saved your basketball career. I want you to, you know, hey, whatever
I had
you
to check
do,
myself on that one.
Coach White's going to develop you, and you're going to do great things. But ultimately, wherever you end up, you just need to write me a thank you card because I did that for
you. I need to put a check in the mail to you, Tommy, because I don't know where we would be if it wasn't for him right now.
You know, I will say this about Josh. Josh has never been accused of not being. I mean, he's stubborn like I am, but he was like, "Yeah, you're right." And so he listens. So.
I also want to slow down and just throw the ball in there to someone who's gonna shoot 20% from the free throw line and can't make a layup, and then the next year he's dunking on people. It's like literally happened so fast too. That was the crazy thing.
It's so Caleb, every time you do something well, I'll send Josh a text. You know, so I haven't let it go. So anyway, it's just I could be in a book somewhere. So Caleb,
I tell you, that was impressive. That was impressive against Chime, man. You guys were going head to head. The big guy from McCauley, y'all were just a couple of outside shots away, man.
Yeah. All right, hey, I'm really excited for you guys. So, Caleb, obviously, I'm not going to ask you who do you like better, Coach Templeton or Coach White. That would be inappropriate for this podcast. But so tell me about some of your teammates there, Caleb. Tell me about some of the guys that you're dependent on right now.
But our seniors are good. Noah Reed, he's been very big on the defensive end. Eli shooting the three very well, as per usual, as expected. Here's Eli Johnson, Connor Turnbow, all being leaders.
Yeah.
And we waiting on some guys to come and help us on the
Well,
offensive and defensive end.
Well, I do know this. I know how talented, and I know you're a great kid, but just remember, you got to bring it every day. When you've got the most talent on the team, and I mean, you guys have 2 or 3 other guys that are really talented too. You got to bring it every day, because when you're the most talented guy, it's even more important that you bring it. And I know Coach White is thrilled to have you. So, Coach, I know you got to get rolling. League looks great. Silverdale looks really good. Obviously, Notre Dame's going to be a lot better once they get Cole McCormick back. And, so it's going to come down to you 3 again playing 19 times in the district and region and all that. Those are Silverdale's the real deal. I saw them against Bradley. They are really good.
Yep.
And really old too. So I know you got a lot of respect for them, but
Yep.
you're doing a great job. Josh, finish us up with a question for Coach White.
Hey, Coach, I'm
Yeah.
really impressed with how your guys move out the basketball. I could never get them to do that very much.
Okay.
But who do you think, if you had to say the most efficient, outside of Caleb, because we're definitely going to him every time, but who's been really surprising with what you guys run as far as how fast they pick it up?
I say probably Eli Gardenhire. I think he's a smart basketball player. We've asked him to do a lot of different things, and we had some guys decide not to play and focus on some other sports, so that kind of put him in some different spots on the floor. But he welcomed it with both arms wide open. So I say him, and then Noah Reed too. I just think him is, he's Caleb's an important piece, but Noah's just as important, for our basketball club, with
He's special defensively, isn't he?
So, Coach, how about your son too? I hear your son's a pretty good player as well. So,
yeah,
Josh he's starting a podcast on playing for your dad. I'm sure you guys are going to be a part of that. So, how is that?
I'm gonna come call in when it's time to talk about coaching your kid and all the nuances and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, I probably need to call your dad to figure out how to figure it out. But no, it's been a challenge, just because this is new territory for us. You know what I mean? Having him being on the team, this is my first time coaching him, and just having to separate dad and coach and whatnot. It's been somewhat of a challenge, some growing pains and whatnot. But no, he's got a chance to be okay. We think, as long as he continues to work and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
awesome. It's my favorite team in the city. My favorite team in the city. I ain't scared to say it.
There you go. Caleb, I'm proud of you. And Coach White, man, what a great thing it is to have you at Boy Buchanan. And you guys, you're going to do great for many years to come. And wish you guys both the best. And please come back on here if you can. So we'll get you on.
And I want to say thank you for taking care of my dudes that I was with for so long.
Well, hey, absolutely, man. Like I said, you and I had several conversations when this whole thing was going down, and I know how important these guys were to you and how much they meant to you. So, yeah, man, definitely, we want to make sure we do right by them for sure.
Awesome. I'll be pulling for you.
All right. Good luck, guys, and go Bucks. I have to say I'm rooting for you guys too. So
it's your alma mater.
Hey, Kenneth, Coach White. I'm glad. My stepsons play for Walker Valley. I'm glad that game fell through, because that is not a good time for me when. I bet. It is not a good time for Coach Tommy Brown at all.
Right.
So
okay. Hey, good to see you guys, man.
All right, take care, guys.
Kenneth. Appreciate you guys.
All right, see you.
I appreciate it.
All right, so next up we have Jackson. Jackson, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Jackson Moore from Sale Creek High School. Jackson's been killing it here lately. Jackson also plays for his dad, Josh. So he's another guy that is playing for his dad. It's like every week we have somebody.
Coaches just have a lot of kids that usually play the sport.
Yeah. We also have Eli Gardenhire joining us, one of Buchanan's guys as well. He's popping in there.
Of the devil.
Yeah. So Jackson, great having you. Eli, good to see you, buddy. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well. Eli, Jackson, Eli. Jackson Moore's killing it for Sale Creek, and Eli, it's good to see you, man. We just had Coach White on and Caleb, and it's just great to have you guys. So Jackson, tell us how Sale Creek's doing so far. You're doing well too. How many points we averaging? I know you're about the team first of all, but
yes, sir. So far I've been averaging 13 a game, but my main focus is assists. So usually I'm averaging 9 or 8 assists a game. That's my main goal. Try and get as many taps per minute. Try and keep the energy up. But yeah, like you said, that's about the team for me.
I had a clinic. I had Sale Creek last week. I was really impressed with Jackson. I knew he'd do good on the podcast here. He struggles academically with a 4.0 GPA, so struggles there. So anyway, you guys had a good win Monday. How did we do last night?
Last night was really good, actually. Well, one problem we have is sickness right now. There's something going around at our school. I think it's just stomach bug and flu. So we had like 4 guys that were just dying out there, but pushing through it. We brought the energy. And even though it kind of sucked for a little bit, we knew that we had to come together if we wanted to win that game.
Is that Rockwood?
Yes, sir. Big game. We've lost them all the other years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they're a bigger 2A school. You usually have to travel.
Okay, they moved up
55 minutes away. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you guys were Grundy, not Sadie's, what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir. That's our new phrase, be Grundy.
There you go. I love it. All right, so Eli, man, Coach White said some good things about you. So did Caleb. Said you're doing that, having that leadership role, and so how things going? Obviously, you had a coaching change. I'm glad you continue to play. I know baseball is kind of your main thing, but I'm really glad that you're helping out Buchanan. So, how's recruiting going in baseball? Where are we at these days?
Yes, sir. So a couple of weeks ago, I actually got my first offer to Swanee for baseball, and then obviously I'm still kind of going through recruiting process and things like that. So just looking for different colleges that might fit me.
Good deal. So you're thinking about Sewanee then? That's my one of my sons went to Sewanee. He loved it up there. It's beautiful.
Yes, sir. I went and met the coach a couple of weeks ago, and then I went on a campus tour, and I really liked what I saw.
Good deal. Jackson, how's recruiting going for you with basketball? I know you've talked to some people, and I know your grades really limit you having the 4.0 and all that. So
yes, sir. Let's see. Tennessee Tech, Cumberland, and Barry have really reached out recently.
Yeah.
And there's been a big focus of mine. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet, or just go ahead and move on. But either way, I'm really thankful. I give all the glory to God for it.
Good deal. Well, both of you, I want you to enjoy your senior years, and you only get one high school career, and don't stress out about what's next, and enjoy the moment. So, Eli, tell us about the Bucks, man. I know you got rid of that dead weight coach of yours from last year, so now you're ready to move on. How are things going?
Yes, sir. They've gone pretty well. Also we're a pretty young team this year. We had only 3 seniors this year, so we all kind of had to step up new roles. We're all kind of figure things out. Going team chemistry day by day and just seeing how things roll.
I was obviously kidding, because I do think you've been very fortunate to play for. Obviously, Josh is one of the best to ever do it, and now Coach White's really, really good. You're very fortunate, and I hope I know you realize that. So how's the old man doing? What's he been up to? Is he still running the baseball facility down there, or how we doing? What's he up to?
Yeah, he is. He actually had back surgery on Monday, so he's recovering from that currently. So, he's doing all right.
Is he watching you? Is he able to go to games at least?
Yeah, he went to the first couple ones, and then he missed Monday and Tuesday. But he was able to watch the live stream, so he was able to at least watch the game.
You tell him I said.
If he's not able to be there, I'll get on you if you get hesitant after missing a couple shots. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you tell them I said to suck it up and watch what you play. They can figure out a way to wheel them in over there. All right, so
Eli,
what's
when
next?
I saw y'all running all them chin actions and all those cuts off the ball, I'm like, oh, he's gonna love this. I knew you're gonna love that stuff.
Who's that?
How's it feel? You feel kind of in a flow? You like your offense, and I
Yeah,
know you're getting
I
some
really,
good looks moving without it.
yeah. I mean, obviously, catch and shoot threes have been there kind of all season, which I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're all kind of moving, especially off the ball. I mean, we have so much movement off the ball that I mean, it kind of messes with teams, and so we're able to get open looks a lot of the time.
That's
the
awesome.
thing about y'all's group was y'all were always such good passers, and moving without the ball was something that y'all really excelled at, rather than just like beating people off the dribble, which was a big shift from the personnel that we had last year. And it's awesome to see y'all exploiting that. You like starting slow shooting threes anyways.
Yeah.
That's kind of like your thing. You only make them when it really matters in tournament time.
So Jackson, tell us about Sale Creek. I know you guys got to beat Chap Prep. That's a great district right there. Sale Creek's pretty good team. So I mean, Chap Prep's awfully good too. So what's next for you guys?
In all honesty, the past year, new coach, my dad, matter of fact. So we had to learn how to do some things. We had to learn how to get competitive. We had to learn how to win. And we've already done those first two things. And we're changing the culture. And a realistic goal for us now, and I can't believe I can actually say it now, is state and state bound, sub-state. Last year we were close. We lost to Van Buren in a really close game. And now we are miles better than what we were at the end of last year's season. And we got a good group. We're close. And we're going to push each other. And we're planning on making some more noise down here for Sale Creek.
That's awesome. Josh, I was impressed with their team, how connected they were. And Jackson obviously is an incredible leader. And so what is it like playing for your dad? Josh wrote a book on that I'm sure that you need to buy, playing for your dad for 7 years, and we still talk. So what is it like playing for the
different amount of years every time?
Yeah. Can you leave it? Can you leave it on the court?
Well, I love him to death. I'll tell you that. But so, I mean, as irritating as it can be sometimes, you got to realize, like you said, you got to leave it. You got to forget about it. And that having that mindset has really helped, especially this past week and a half, because I felt like I was just really struggling with it because I wasn't focusing on it after football season. Yeah. So when I got faced with it, it was just a roadblock. So once I realized I had to put that behind me, it really helps because I don't see him as my dad while we're out there. I see him as a coach. Yeah. And one of our mottos is we are one. So as a team, I see him as one of us now. So that's really helped.
Yeah, that's good. That's
it's fascinating. The faster players realize that buying in, no matter what your system is, no matter what you're doing, buying in to the system and what you're trying to do, your team's just going to perform better, period, than if you fight it or if you don't, no matter what you're running.
Yes, 100%. And there's a reason why coaches run stuff, and you just figure that out, try to help them do it. And that's a great golden nugget right there. So Eli, besides you guys got to beat Silverdale and Notre Dame. No big deal there though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, let's see when Cole is injured. So we play them next Friday. So we're hoping to pick up one there. And then we play Silverdale and we play Notre Dame for the second time kind of later, I think late January. So we obviously, I mean, those are games we're looking forward to. Those are big games in the season, but we also got a lot of way to go till we get there.
Wow.
You know how it is with Boyd Notre Dame games. You better not sleep on them even with Cole out, or the score will be 8-6.
Very true, yeah.
No doubt. Well, gentlemen, it is great having both of you. And Josh, any last questions for these two fine young men who
guys enjoy your senior
I'm sure their
years.
parents are proud of these guys. I mean, they are
no doubt.
Kids. Yeah.
They better be. Enjoy your senior years. Enjoy every minute of it. You're not going to get this year back in basketball, your teammates, all that kind of stuff. Just really enjoy the journey. And if you don't put too much pressure on yourself, you're going to play better. I know, Eli, you probably think I sound like a broken record there, but keep prioritizing that fun factor. And when you hit a couple of them roadblocks, like you're saying, Jackson, or you hit a roadblock, whether it's couple losses or whatever. That's all right. Dust off and just get better every day and go from there. That's kind of how it goes. Basketball is such a long season.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, gentlemen, tell your parents hello, and we'll hopefully have you on some other time. All right.
Get
We'll
well,
see you
Topper Gardenhire.
Take care, guys. We'll see you.
Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
All right, our next guest coming to you live is the man. Ant, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
There he is. There
Anthony
he is.
Bonner. A big win last night.
Thank you.
You guys put it to him, man. CCS is awfully good too.
Yes, they is.
We're going to move you guys up those rankings, and you've been killing it. I worked with Red Bank the other day too, Josh. I was real impressed with this young man right here. His coach has a ton of great things to say about him, and he's really just he's pretty special. We got some really neat, great kids here in this chat.
If any of y'all haven't seen Red Bank play, you got to go watch him because his energy. He's one of the most dynamic players, and you're honestly one of my favorite players in the city, Anthony. So don't take it. Don't get the big head about it. It's all because of your motor. That energy, man.
Yeah, effort and hustle are contagious, and I think Red Bank plays awfully hard, and I'm really impressed with these guys. I think they're going to have a great season. So, Ant, you guys are now what's the record? 4-1? Is that what we are?
Yes, sir. 4-1.
Lost to Pope John Paul. I'm sure you guys would like to have that one back. Played them later in the year, but so what's next for you? Who are we talking to college wise? And I know you've got some people after you. And Josh, talk about Ant as a college basketball player first, Josh.
There was a player at Notre Dame a couple of years ago that kind of had a very similar game. Anthony's a lot better scorer in high school. I don't know if everybody remember. A lot of people probably remember Tim Vaughn. He's killing it right now. Ryan Montgomery type. That's kind of Anthony shoots it a little better than those guys did in high school. That's what I see now. But that is something too. There's a difference between a good shooter and a great shooter. And if you, with your athletic ability, really work on that, I mean, you're gonna do some really good things in college.
You see another one of those guys that 5-10 years ago, before the portal and before COVID, would have already had multiple offers.
Yeah. Division I guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
You can't teach that kind of size and that kind of inside out 3-level scoring ability. That's very difficult.
And we didn't bring you on here just to talk about you. We wanted to hear you talk, but I do think you have incredible intangibles too. You've got the grit, obviously the toughness, and you've got the character. And so maybe talk a little bit about your upbringing too.
Well, pretty much I just learned from the people that's like around me. I learned from people that was here before me. Like we had Lucas Brown, Malik McConnell. I just studied their game because that's what coach told me to do. I worked on things I was bad at. I put in shots overtime in the gym, and I just kind of got better at it.
Ant's a leader too. You can tell his teammates really respect and look up to him, and he's a voice. So what do we have to do to get over the hump? You guys play, got a shot to possibly make it to Murfreesboro. What do you think the key is to get there?
I say the key for our team is like doing the little things, as our coach say, like not getting in our head and being more attentive, like studying the game more, just little things, putting up shots after practice. I think we got a real good team to get like to Murfreesboro or over like to state. So I think the little things matter.
Like some of those
I love
things.
Hearing that.
Yeah, some of those things you learned in that. What's the best thing you learned the other day from the One Heartbeat Clinic when I came by there?
Don't be a warrior. Don't be a little boy. Be a warrior.
I like it.
You are that.
Ain't a little boy over here.
Yeah, you are that. So how about Grundy? How about Grundy, not Sadie? You like that one?
Yeah, we actually changed our group chat to be Grundy.
That's awesome.
Who do you got? Everybody's going to be saying Grundy at closing the huddles here if you keep doing all these clinics everywhere.
That's changing lives right there, because Grundy is, he lived. If you can be as tough as Grundy, he lived over on his own for over a year.
Take one look at him, and
one over the year. Yeah, he eats wood. I mean, come on, he lived on wood and rabbits.
Anthony, do you have any idea how good Gary Long, your assistant coach, was?
Yeah, I mean, we all mess around with him, but I'm like the only one that don't hate on him enough, hate on him. I know how good
they obviously ain't seen him play for real. Not when he was in his prime.
He was so good, and he was so good. I tried to tell y'all that the other day too, but they're like, no. It was funny.
I guarantee you right now, if he still walked out on that court, if he felt like it,
he'd be doing buckets. He'd be doing he'll come in for he'll try to show us plays and stuff. I don't know how he'd be doing it. I know I thought he was old.
He's a real hooper. That's how. He's a real hooper. Real hoopers don't age. They just play a little slower.
That's
because they get older.
I think that's a debatable comment right there. That'd be funny. So, Ed, who are we hearing from?
Debatable.
Who are we hearing from college wise?
Well, my Bryan College and Tennessee Westland is looking at me, but Bryan College is more attentive with me. They call me every day. So
yeah, I'd imagine he understands what a steal you would be. So he's going to be, but I'm telling you, sometimes it's good to go where you want him most. That's a great, philosophy to remember. So
you go where you're wanted the most, you're going to have a 4-year career. You're going to get a chance to play right away. That's how I usually look at it.
And we love, Coach Rico up there is incredible, great dude. We love him. So,
yeah.
And you would fit in there from a culture and, the Christian institution, you would fit there too. So, you would be a great fit.
And that NAIA national tournament is fun now.
Yeah.
Plus, that's one of the best tournaments I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Ant, great having you here, man. Well, what's next for you guys? Who do you guys have this weekend?
Friday we got Central.
Gotcha. And Central beat Notre Dame last night.
Yes, they did.
Who you have when so other teams in your district that you guys who else is in your district's really good, Josh? Who else they got to beat?
They changed it around.
Yeah, they changed. Brainerd's in there, right? In Central?
Nah, Brainerd not in our district. I think it's just East Ridge, Saudi, Central, then
what's the region then?
Our region is I think Loudon.
Austin East.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure even sure no more.
Yeah, they changed it around a lot. I don't think Fulton's in y'all's region anymore.
No, they is. We just won't see. We won't see them until we get over the region. So,
okay. So Fulton is in your region then. So
yeah,
you guys
they still in there. That's one.
Y'all are ready for the smoke though. Y'all want that smoke. I know y'all are ready.
I would want to face that smoke, whatever that means, in the region final, so they for sure make the substate.
Yes, not in the region semis,
because Fulton's really, really good. Not that Red Bank couldn't get it done there. So, well, Ant, great having you, buddy. Tell Coach I said hello, and Coach Long too. And I got Grundy coming in here right now, man. So he's wanting to be a part of this. So, but Ant, appreciate you.
Hey, if you got any college coaches that need a reference or anything about you or hear about you, send them our way. We'll tell them what kind of player you are.
Thank you.
And even better person too, Ant. So appreciate you, buddy. We'll see you soon. Take care now.
Take care.
Man, great kids. I tell you,
I'm
so impressed. Golly, just makes you feel good about where the world's going. These guys are all.
I know. I've been saying that for a long time. I think this Gen Z, a lot of people hate on them, but I think they're going to change the world. I love these kids. It's just the age. They're so much. I feel like they're just so much smarter than we used to be when we were kids. Much more well spoken.
No doubt. We've really had some good.
They've been living in the media. They've been living on media for since they were little.
No doubt.
And so maybe they just have more experience than we did.
No doubt. All right. So let's recap what's happened over since the last time we met. So Red Bank obviously beat CCS in a big win. Let's see, Bradley, that Silverdale tournament.
Silverdale's hotter than a firecracker right now.
They beat Chat Prep and they beat Bell Buckle.
And Walker Valley.
And Walker. No, they didn't play Walker Valley.
No, Chat Prep beat Walker Valley.
Yeah, Chat Prep beat Walker Valley. Chat Prep looked good. I watched that game. Chat Prep and Silverdale are they're both really good. Red Bank obviously is doing well, and the teams that are ranked really, and Boyd, had lost 2 very close games to CCS and McCallie, but they're doing well.
And Central's, we need to try to get Cantonio on here next week. Central's making a surge.
Yeah,
they had a big win against Notre Dame, and I've been hearing from a lot of people they're good this year.
Definitely a team to watch. Bradley, I think they're playing well. Got some of those football guys back, and they're getting Jackson Airy back. So, it's getting heated up. Obviously, football ends tomorrow or this weekend, and so some of these teams will be getting some of those football guys back. So, but a lot of great teams, a lot of good players in this area and good people. So, coming up, district play starts when? We usually try to get 1 or 2 of those games.
I think it's this week. I think Eli said that they played Notre Dame Friday, maybe. Yeah. So I think some district play starts this week.
But that district's a little bigger too. I saw Walker Valley play CAK last night, and CAK Walker Valley put a hurting on them. So don't know what's that region of let's talk about Knoxville, because a lot of these teams will play some of those teams up there. Fulton's obviously really good.
Knox Webb is really good. CCS,
but they're now Catholic. I mean, they're all up. So on the Division 2 or 1A, I mean, the Knoxville, who's the best team up there? Grace, CAK.
I'm not sure this year.
Of course, you got Lifeway and
Concord
Providence.
Christian, Kings Academy.
Yeah, that's right.
Kings Academy was good last year. They're probably going to be pretty good this year again. I know he likes some of what he's got coming back.
That Bell Buckle team's pretty good. They beat Walker Valley last week.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Bell Buckle's good. They got a lot of pieces. So and that guy does a great job over there. They guard, make it tough to score.
Who else? We forgetting anybody? East Hamilton played Boyd tough last night.
EJ's getting EJ on here at some point, whether it's this week or next week. Probably going to end up being next week. He probably had practice go late or something. Tyner has only played 3 games. I think they're 3-0. They beat East Hamilton, and I might have missed a couple, but they are going to be good. And Rodney Henderson's a kid that we need to talk to from there. That's a really good player.
Baylor McCallie. Baylor has. I mean, what's Baylor done so far?
They kind of usually don't start till their football season's over. They'll play a couple games. I think they've played maybe 1 or 2. I don't even know if they have played yet, actually.
And then McCallie's done well. That was a good win for where they beat Boyd, and they beat CCS too in a tight one, didn't they?
Yeah.
But CCS is. I think CCS.
Well, they haven't. Have they played CCS yet? Did they play?
I don't know. I feel like this is your responsibility to know all these games.
No, I think that was the Jamboree. It might have been. I don't think. Well, actually, no. McCallie wouldn't play CCS this early because they're in the same league.
That's right, because that's a district or region game.
Yeah,
district game now. So that's later on. So, well, let's wrap it up, man. We will be live next week, next Wednesday. How's the new podcast coming with the?
It's coming good. I ran into some technical some Thanksgiving feast difficulties on getting it out last Thursday, and realized that I needed a little bit more time. Nice thing is that these interviews I'm getting to recruit interviews. Yeah, all these coaches coach their kids. It's great.
It's incredible how many dads are coaching their kids.
Yeah,
in high school. I mean, I'm all around.
Thinking this might be a decent niche for me. So my brother came over and we recorded a podcast last night. He's putting out a podcast about chronic illnesses. So we've been working on that.
Wow.
I think it should be pretty good too.
Wow. Good deal. Well, as always, please give us that 5-star rating and subscribe on YouTube when we post that out and or Spotify and hopefully everybody had a happy Thanksgiving and we'll see you next
tomorrow,
week.
Go Bucks.
Oh yeah, state championship football game.
Let's go.
Playing at that 11 a.m. slot. And what do you think? What's your prediction on that game? Boyd CPA.
I think it's going to be 4 yards in a cloud of dust every play. It's going to be a wild smash mouth game, and I think that's good for the Bucks. But I don't know much about football. I don't know anything about CPA. I just believe.
Yeah, Ezel Dodd says one of their assistants says they're really good. They're huge and got all these. Yeah, but I think they've got a couple of injuries that may. How about that Baylor McCallie game? What's the crowd looking like at Finley tomorrow night, you think?
I bet that's going to be outrageous. That's going to be outrageous.
I was having a discussion with my brother-in-law who's up in Knoxville. He works at Oak Ridge. He said, there won't be 5,000 people at that game. I said,
come on
okay,
now,
buddy.
Finley's going to be rocking all day long. Boyd people roll. They come out too. And they haven't been in the state championship in a long time. So there'll be I think Finley will be rocking all day.
You going
tomorrow.
to Finley tomorrow? You going or watching online?
I'll probably end up there. Probably make my way down there at some point.
Yeah, you're a little closer than I am. I've thought about
I am. I live like practically next door now.
Yeah.
So
think we can get on a pass list somewhere. Think somebody can get a sticker.
that's what we need. That's what we need.
Probably pretty
support our local media.
Does you think one ticket gets you in all day? There's no way they do that, right? They probably clear that place out after every game.
They probably do close it down. They probably have sessions. I know TSSAA can't turn down a chance to make a little extra money. I can say
Why would
that
they
now.
play? Why would they play that game at 11 a.m.? Can you explain that to me? I don't get it.
Get them done. Get them in. Get them done.
11 a.m.
It's like why they play the soccer games back-to-back days. Like you can't play a soccer match and then turn around the next day and play the state championship.
Yeah.
Like soccer doesn't work that way. The body needs recovery time. Those kids run 20 some miles in a game.
That'd be a good podcast. There are some great people at the NCAA and TSSAA. That'd be a good podcast to talk about.
I've only got one question for the TSSAA is where's the Hall of Fame game? Where's the Hall of Fame? We've been collecting money for this Hall of Fame forever. Every school in the state needs a shot clock. Like it would make the game so much better. Where's the money? Like we should start a movement. Instead of the Hall of Fame game, we should already have that money together. We should already start our Hall of Fame. Now we start raising money for shot clock.
Well, that whole
we don't have to
thing,
worry about
the Hall of Fame, didn't you used to not even have to count it if you lost or something like that?
Yeah.
Now it counts it.
What the heck?
It was just some excuse for the TSSAA to make more money, I guess. It was.
Now you can get 2 extra games on your 23 or 21 games that you're allowed to have.
If you give half the money or the gate. What percent of the gate is they get all of it or half of it?
I think it's all. I don't know. I can't speak on that because I don't know for sure. I just know they get a percent.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like 2 decades worth of games, every school, all around the state. It's like, I know y'all got payroll and stuff, but man, you've been promising this Hall of Fame. We need shot clocks.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, if Georgia Georgia has the shot clock. Georgia has a what is it? 30 seconds. What do they play? I think
it's 30 seconds, and it might be 35 seconds, but it's great. I mean, shot clock adds so much more nuance to the game, and people would love it. The game's being fast paced.
The devil's advocate
stats. Everybody loves it.
The argument is, who's going to run it. I tell you, it will be a disaster. People running that thing though, because I mean, I know
that's probably true.
Small college basketball,
it's easier to run than the full clock though, and just press one button,
which is a disaster too. But small colleges, you and I have never had any altercations with clock operators on opposing benches.
That's like 5 times a year, coach versus shot clock operator.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a disaster. I still think it needs to happen. It does need.
We
to
never
happen.
got into.
Do what?
We never got into any. We never got into any altercations. It was everybody else that was having problems
with the. Yeah. like that. Were
We
you
just
on
had
my
good
staff?
attitudes.
Were you with me when it was at Southern Wesleyan that day? And I think you, like, they had a 14-year-old on the clock, and he kept
Probably.
blowing me kisses because he wouldn't.
Yes.
You know how I would always wait till the very last second to sub, so you could wait to
Mhm.
press. And then they, he wouldn't blow the horn. It just.
Hey,
I
little
could see
boy.
I did
That's still my favorite. I know, but it's still my favorite.
But anyway,
All right,
so
dude.
yeah. All right, we could go. Yeah, if we're just rambling now.
We
So
can- we
anyway,
can-
hey,
we can-
5 stars, 5 stars, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. So see you, buddy.
Latest.